Hello, scholars. It's Mughal time. This is lesson 2-1.17. It's Mughal, not Mongol. It's easy to confuse the two, and actually, the history there is going to overlap quite a bit, but it's important that at this point in time, we know that we are talking about the Mughals, not the Mongols. Except for the pesky detail that the Mughal Empire is founded by this guy named Babur. Babur is this Central Asian ruler. Central Asians. Who ruled Central Asia just before this time? Well, Babur is a descendant of Timur, also known as Timurlane or Timur the Lame, and we know that Timur claimed descendancy from Genghis Khan. So on his father's side, he's descended from Babur. On his mother's side, he is most definitely descended by Genghis Khan. Descended from Genghis Khan. So he has connections back to the Great Khan on both his mother's and possibly his father's side as well. So this Mughal leader is a Mongol. That's where that confusion comes in. It's actually a Persian mispronunciation of the Mongol name, is how we get Mughal to begin with. So if you're a little confused on Mughal versus Mongol, just understand that the Mughals had some Mongol heritage. These are Mongols. It's just we're not going to call them that because we're kind of out of the Mongol era. They're going to rule in a different manner. And so we're going to stick with Mughal. Now, Babur is this military leader in Central Asia, and he's going up against all these Central Asian steppe tribes and nomadic horsemen, and he's not doing all that well up there. And he actually gets defeated and is going to flee south with his army. But his army, despite the fact that it can't hang with the nomadic tribes of Central Asia, winds up doing pretty well in what is today Afghanistan, and takes control of Kabul, a city in Afghanistan. And from there, kind of consolidates his power and then moves south into what is northern India. This transfer is going to be assisted by gunpowder, and the Mughal Empire is going to become a gunpowder empire. Now, Babur and his son, Humayun, are not all that effective as administrators. They are not great leaders. They can win battles, but they can't rule the people that they've defeated. They're too harsh. They're too hard. They don't bend, and they don't adapt themselves to the people who they want to rule. They actually get briefly kicked out of power. Humayun does. And he reaches out to the Safavid Empire for some help. And the Safavids are going to help Humayun get back in power. But he dies shortly after that and leaves power to his son, Akbar. Akbar is the great Mughal Empire. He's the guy who really does great things for them. Akbar is going to expand the Mughal Empire, and he's also going to control it. He's not going to be this guy that defeats army after army but can't hold it like his father and grandfather. But he is going to rule these people, and he's going to make sure that he has good quality reforms that people can adhere to and be happy about and accept his leadership. Now, one of the things that makes it really easy to accept his leadership is the fact that this is a gunpowder empire. Probably one of the most clear representations of it, because the Mughals are this very small leadership group, this small group of Mughal Mongols that is going to rule over a Persian Indian population, and is going to be with this gunpowder weaponry that this small Mughal army that Akbar leads is going to fight battle after battle after battle and never lose a battle during his reign. He is undefeated. And he is going to begin the conquest of all of India, a conquest that will be completed by his sons. But once he has conquered, what he really does, and why we call him the Great, is that he is going to solidify this empire. He's going to conquer all these people who will grow to love him. And he's going to unite them. He's going to earn their love by bringing the Persian and Indian leaders in his empire into his government. Going to build marriage alliances between the leading Mughals and the leading Persians and the leading Indians, tie everybody into this power base. And while he's doing this, he's got to unite Muslims and Hindus and Buddhists all under his rule, and he does so by supporting free religion. Everybody can practice whatever religion they want. Non-Muslims don't get taxed for practicing their other religion. The Mughals themselves were Sunni Muslims, but Shias as well had free religion. Everybody could practice their faith as they wanted. This is dating back to an old Mongol practice that was pretty successful. The Mughal economy also does very well. The initial conquests bring wealth to the empire, but then the Mughals they have to manage that wealth well. And they do that by a careful balance of taxation, but low taxation along the Silk Road. So a lot of trade will flow if the taxes are kept low. If you're not greedy, you actually get more trade and more taxes in the end. The Mughals discovered this. They did quite well with it. Also, little lead into what we're going to be doing later in Try 3. Under Akbar, the Mughals are going to make their first direct contact with the Portuguese. The Portuguese age of exploration has begun by the time Akbar is in charge. The Portuguese merchants are arriving in the Indian Ocean, and they are establishing direct trade with the Mughal Empire. So this is the Silk Road in decline, but the Mughals aren't going to be too badly impacted by this because they get a direct line through the Portuguese into Europe. That's all for today. Lots of good little bits there for you, and I'll see you next time.